Good morning, children. Children, now we will read about chapter 11, Motion and Measurement of Distance. So, dear children, open your book and see page number 145. In this chapter, children will discuss about transport, measurement, need to measure distance, means length, measurement of length, motion and its type. So children, you know what is transport? Transport means, children, people used to move from one place to another, and it is different types: land transport, water transport and air transport. Land transport means we use bicycle, car, train, bus. Okay. In water transport we use boat, steamer, yacht. In air transport we use helicopter, aeroplanes. Okay. Then course of development of transport means, children, earlier people they don't know about the vehicles, the transport system, so they used to walk. Okay, and they also carry load on their back of or head. They also used animals like horse, bullocks, donkeys, mules, camels and elephants for transport. Earlier times moving across water was very difficult. People discovered that they could use wooden planks for this purpose. Later on, people learned to stick together different pieces of wood and give shapes of boards. So, slowly we use wheels, then we use vehicles. Okay. Nowadays we use different types of vehicles to transport. Means we move from one place to another. Then measurement. What is the need of measurement? Children, you know what is measurement? The comparison of an unknown quantity with some known quantity is known as measurement. Okay, that is the unit of same kind is known as measurement. For example, a tailor needs to know the length of the cloth to stitch a dress for our measurement, such as shirt, pant, kurta, pajama and coat. Carpenter also needs to measure the length, height and width in order to make furniture. So in order to measure any particular quantity, we should know the unit of measurement and the number of units that particular quantity measures. In ancient times, means earlier times, people used handspan, cubit, arm length and footstep as different units of measurement of length. So what is handspan? It is the length between the tip of the thumb and the little finger when stretched. Okay. Then cubit. Cubit means it is the length between the tip of the middle finger and the elbow. Then arm length. What is arm length? It is the length between the shoulder and the middle finger. Then footstep. It is the length between the great toe and the heel of the foot. So these units we use in earlier times. Okay. Handspan, cubit, arm length and footstep differ from person to person because, children, each person have different shape and size of their handspan, cubit, arm length. Okay. So this is because the hand, arm and foot length of all humans is not the same. Okay. So it is very difficult to measure. Then all measurement recorded here. So children, it is different to measure 1 cubit and 1 handspan. It is very person to person. Then we use international system of units, means SI units. The SI units means it is a uniformity, and the scientists all over the world have accepted a set of standard units of the measurement. The SI unit for length is meter. Sometimes we need to measure very long length and sometimes very short ones. Therefore, depending upon the need, different simple multiples and submultiples of unit of length, that is meter, are used. The length of breadth of a room is measured in meters. The distance between two places, that is towns and cities, is measured in kilometers. The length of a notebook is measured in centimeters. The thickness of a wire is measured in millimeters. The relation between these simple multiples and submultiples is shown in the given table. So children, here one relationship is given, means 1 kilometer equal to 1000 meter, 1 meter equal to 10 decimeter, 1 decimeter equal to 10 centimeter, and 1 centimeter equal to 10 millimeter. You should learn. The measurement of length using standard unit of measurement, that is meter, is made using various measuring tools. Commonly used measuring tools for length are meter scale, meter ruler, meter rod, and measuring tape. So for taking measurement of a length, the following steps are followed. Okay, here one by one steps are given. We should follow when we measure some items. Place the meter scale along the length to the measured, parallel to its graduation, as shown in the figure 11.9. Here you see. Okay, if here this method is correct. Okay. Then make sure that its zero mark coincides with one of the ends of the length to be measured. Third bit, in some scales that ends may be broken and you may not be able to see the zero mark clearly. In such cases, some other digits may mark. One can be taken as the initial reading. You must remember the digit taken and subtract it from the final reading at the other end to get an accurate measurement of the length. For example, the initial reading is 1 centimeter and the reading at the final reading is 6 centimeter. Therefore, the length of the box is 6 centimeter minus 1 centimeter, that is 5 centimeter. For taking measurement, correct position of the eye is also very important. The eye must be placed exactly vertically above the mark to the read. Here you can see the position of eye. Then comes to motion. Okay. So what is motion? The act of moving from one place to another is called motion. Motion may be different type, linear or rectilinear motion. An object is said to be in linear or rectilinear motion if it moves from one position to another along a straight line in one direction only. That is known as rectilinear motion or linear motion. For example, an automobile moving on a straight road, a battalion moving in a parade, an apple falling from a tree, a striker hitting a coin on a carom board. Then curvilinear or random motion. An object is said to be in curvilinear or random motion if it changes direction in an irregular manner. For example, a train moving on a curved track, a butterfly moving in a garden, movement of hockey or football players in a playground. Then circular motion. An object is said to be in circular motion when it moved its own axis or around a fixed center. For example, moving fan and windmill, movement of the earth on its axis and its the sun means revolution, movement of a spinning top, swings like merry-go-round. Okay, these are the examples of circular motion. Then oscillatory and vibratory motion. Oscillate means children to move or swing back and forth at the regular rate, and vibration means very fast to and fro movement of an object is called vibration. Have you taken a ride on a swing? You start with a position of rest and move to and fro, and while changing direction you pass through the state of rest. The to and fro motion of vibration of an object about its position, okay, is rest is called oscillatory motion. For example, the movement of pendulum and swing. The vibratory motion actually is a very fast to and fro motion. The movement of strings in a musical instrument like guitar or movement of the surface of drums. Okay, these are the example of vibratory motion. Then periodic and non-periodic motion. In both oscillatory and vibratory motion, the motions are repetitive and the time taken to complete a single oscillation or vibration remains the same. The motion where an object repeats its motion after a fixed time interval is known as periodic motion. For example, the motion of the earth around the sun is periodic as the earth takes 365 1/4 days to complete one rotation, one revolution. The movement of the moon around the earth is repeated after every 30 days and thus is a periodic motion. The movement of hands of a clock is also a periodic motion. And the motion that is not repeated at regular interval of time is called non-periodic motion. For example, the beating of heart is a non-periodic motion because the heartbeats are different when you are running or walking briskly or sitting idle or sleeping. Then swinging of your arm while walking is repetitive but not necessarily periodic. Then more than one type of motion. In many objects, more than one type of motion can be observed. The combination of different types of motion For example, here given an automobile moving on a straight road. The automobile moves in a linear motion and its wheels rotates in a circular motion. So we can see here both circular motion and linear motion. Then motion of a sewing machine. The needle of the sewing machine oscillates and its wheel rotates in a circular motion. Then motion of earth. The earth keeps on rotating on the axis as well as revolves around the sun. Thus, there are two types of simultaneously circular motions. Then drawing water from the well. In the well, the pulley on which the rope runs has a circular motion and the bucket has a linear motion. So now you get some idea about some motion. Okay, linear motion, circular motion, rectilinear motion. Okay, so you should learn about the motion, the types, and also learn the measurement. Okay, again you read this chapter at your home properly and learn the important term. Thank you.